Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show here for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel now. As y'all know, I personally believe that Tyronn Lue is arguably the best coach in all of basketball. And you saw his coaching abilities get exhibited in the first round versus the Phoenix Suns with a very shorthanded Clippers team that was missing both of their best players in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who was only able to play 2 of the 5 games that they played in that series. You saw him make adjustment after adjustment, push the right buttons, and make it a competitive series all the way to the end, even though they lost that series 4-1. But I think Ty Lue is an absolute basketball savant. If you want to learn a lot about basketball, watch a lot of Ty Lue press conferences and just watch audio of him talking about basketball. You'll learn quite a lot, and that's what I did for about 2 years while we were building our audience here on YouTube. Now, what's been one of the issues, and what's been one of the biggest issues with the Clippers? That's been their health, or the lack thereof. In the case of the Clippers, for whatever reason, they just can't seem to find a way to keep their best players, this is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, healthy for a stretch in order for us to get an idea of how good this team could be in the playoffs. We only saw them healthy in the playoffs one time. And if you're telling me that all the Clippers need is one time just to win a championship, we're not going to give them other attempts at it, then I don't think that's really fair. So we didn't get a chance to really see this team be healthy because their best players are always injured. The other issue with the Los Angeles Clippers is the rampant load management that takes place with this team. It was something that even the general manager Frank spoke about at the end of the season in the exit interviews, where he said that we need to put an emphasis on the regular season more and take regular season games more seriously. And the Clippers are notorious for not taking regular season games seriously. They're notorious for resting players that are perfectly healthy, but resting them and losing games. And I think it was one of the things that came back to bite them in the butt at the end of the season, because they load managed all throughout the regular season, and then they kept on losing games that they should have won, and then they found themselves in a dogfight trying to avoid entering into the play-in tournament. They basically ran Kawhi Leonard into the ground, and he ended up getting injured the first game of the playoffs, right? So load management does not work. Now, what's been the other storyline about the Los Angeles Clippers this season? The other storyline about this team has simply been the fact that Ty Lue may be getting tired of coaching this team because he doesn't like a lot of the decisions that the organization is making. And I think it's also fair to say that Ty Lue did have an exit interview where he said that he expects to be back this next season to coach the team. But now with the Milwaukee Bucks firing their head coach and Mike Budenholzer and Ty Lue possibly becoming available, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks could try to make a run at Ty Lue. And there's actually an article that we want to get into today that we found from from fadeawayworld.net, where an NBA insider gives some crucial information surrounding the coaching search for the Milwaukee Bucks after they fired Mike Budenholzer. And by the way, make sure you follow us on Facebook at Dreamerspro Official. Make sure you guys follow us there for fantastic content, and also make sure you follow us on Dreamerspro on Instagram. We're going to have that linked in the comment section. So let me get into this article here. It says, once the Milwaukee Bucks were eliminated from the playoff contention this year, we all knew it was only a matter of time before head coach Mike Budenholzer was dismissed from his duties. The announcement finally came this week, and the Bucks are expected to begin the search for his replacement immediately. Already, former Raptors coach Nick Nurse has been tagged as a favorite to land the job, and many experts predict he'll be named the new head coach before the start of free agency. But according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, the Bucks may be leaning towards a candidate who is still actively employed. Not coaches that are available who don't have jobs now, former head coaches, assistant coaches in the league. But I think also if you're Milwaukee, you have an opportunity to take your time and see if there are coaches under contract elsewhere in the NBA, said Woj. And as these playoffs go on, can somebody be jarred loose? Is there a conversation to be had with teams or individuals about coaches who might still be under contract. Milwaukee can take its time. They're going to take their time on this search. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's nobody in the league who wouldn't love to coach him. And so I think this is not going to be a quick process for the Bucks. So you heard what Adrian Wojnarowski had to say there. I believe what he said. Here's the fact of the matter. I don't believe the Clippers are able to have the season the last few seasons they've been able to have if they didn't have Ty Lue at the helm. And I believe that if Ty Lue, think about this for just a moment. Imagine Ty Lue as the Milwaukee Bucks head coach. Just think about that for a second. Think of the possibilities for that team if they have Ty Lue as their head coach. I think that if they had Ty Lue as their head coach, you would see that team probably still playing basketball right now, because Ty Lue would make the necessary adjustments, the necessary substitutions in order to ensure that this team is successful. Mike Budenholzer seemed very dogmatic in his ways. He seemed like he could not divorce himself from his principles and do what works in the moment. To me, I don't understand why they still did not put Giannis. And Giannis said it. He said that I'm basically out there following the orders of the coach. And maybe this is an area that Giannis may need to grow in, which is maybe he needs to have a little bit more pushback with some of these coaches and say, no, I'll do this. I remember a video of when Kobe was playing in the finals against the Boston Celtics, and he was having an out-of-body experience in the third quarter. He was just scoring bucket after bucket. And Paul Pierce kept on answering every single shot. And it was clear that Ron Artest, Metta World Peace, could not guard him. He could not, and so the Lakers were unable to get stops. And Kobe just kept on scoring, but they couldn't make up any ground. And I remember the Lakers walking towards the huddle. And Kobe said to Phil, and Ron Artest saw him right there, he said, I'll guard him. He said, I'll guard him. Basically saying, I'll take the responsibility that was given to Ron Artest. I'll do it. You saw the same thing with LeBron. I think he got upset with one of his coaches. He said, man, he drew up a play. He was like, he basically balled it up and threw it in the trash. He's like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I think we need to see a little bit more assertiveness from Giannis moving forward. But I think that if the Milwaukee Bucks were able to go out there and hire Ty Lue as their head coach, and to use Adrian Wojnarowski's word, jar him away or snatch him away from the Los Angeles Clippers, I think everyone should be on the lookout for that team, because they will have arguably the best coach in all of basketball. So these are my thoughts. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about what this article had to say, what Adrian Wojnarowski had to say? What do you think in terms of the likelihood that the Milwaukee Bucks try to go after Ty Lue? And also make sure you guys follow us on Facebook. We're going to have that linked in the description below for exclusive content that we're going to have. Then also make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. That's also linked in the comment section. Once again, thank you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.